Hello everyone. Today we're going to do some maintenance on this neglected Harbor Freight Lathe. We're going to do some maintenance on this today, but before we get started, my name is Jake. I do resin casting, stabilized wood, make hybrid things, and they all end up on here. So if you're into that kind of thing, hit subscribe, hit the bell, get notified, all of that stuff. Everything I use today, links will be below, so go check that stuff out. Now let's get started. Now this lathe was given to me by my buddy, David Birch. I'll put his Instagram link below. He gave this to me, called me one day, hey, you want a lathe? Of course I want a lathe. And this is what he brought me. When I got it, it was rust over here, there was a bird nest in here. We took us all apart, cleaned it out, put some WD-40 on it till it worked, and it worked. And I've been turning things on it ever since, and I've never took the time to get it cleaned up and get it working properly. I have a couple of issues with this, but before I start, Braxton Worthen did a maintenance video on this exact same lathe. I'll put a link up there. Go check him out. He's a really good wood turner and presents himself very well on that video. So go check him out. But I got the rust right here, and I'm going to clean off this whole thing. The other problem is I have to really lock this down, the tailstock down, to get it to stay there when I apply pressure, and I'll show you that here in a second. And when I go to a fast speed, this thing makes some noise, and I'm pretty sure it's the belt. I saw the belt when I had it off. It's horrible, but it worked, so I kept running with it. So we're going to change the belt. I'm going to figure out why this isn't locking like it should. We're going to clean this whole bed off, and then let's do this. I'm going to show you this problem first. So simply, I'm going to set this in there, sit right there, and lock it, and then apply some pressure. I'm going to set this right here so we'll be able to see it move. Hopefully you can see that gap getting bigger. So that's not really tightening. That's not doing what we want. See, I can already turn that. So that needs to get addressed. So I could reach under here and tighten this nut every time, and it will lock it down. But when you go to loosen it up, now it's hard to move back, like it'll get stuck. And part of the thing I'm going to do is clean this rail underneath and clean everything, and hopefully that'll fix that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this all the way off, and then I'm going to address this rust at the same time. So this is super simple. All you're going to do is take this nut off from underneath. I'll go ahead and put it back on so I'm not losing things. It's a very, very simple mechanism. I'll be able to show you better after I get it on the bench. So here's the condition of the bed. A little bit of rust right there. I'm not that worried about that stuff. This stuff right here, although I'm never back here, I'm not sure that I can get that all off of there, but a little bit of effort never hurt anybody. So this is a rust removal product. It's made by Bow Shield. You've also heard of T9. I'll have links to both of those below, but this is what I'm going to use today. We're going to squirt it on there and let it sit there. And I think while we're letting it sit there, I really can't do the underneath side of this yet, so we're going to change the belt while this is soaking. I'll get it evenly spread out through this whole thing. Like I said, it has a little bit of stink to it, but we're going to let that sit there. Before I change the belt, I'm going to go ahead and show you how this lever here works. It goes from 1 to 10. So I'm going to turn this on. The faster I get, the more noise it's going to make, and I believe it's from the belt. So here we go. Got my safety glasses on. So we need to take this cover off to get to the belt. Screw here, screw here, screw here, and the screw right here. It's pretty simple. I still have it plugged in just for the purpose of showing you how this works, and we're gonna see this belt's probably flopping around pretty good. As I move this lever, this pulley's gonna open up and this is gonna go down. That's gonna, in a sense, make that pulley smaller, and this one's gonna come in and get bigger. I'm gonna do it, and we'll see how it works. Back the other way. Pretty neat. Now I'm going to unplug it. This takes a 3L240 belt. Link will be below. Super simple. I'm going to show you how to change it. So I plugged it back in and I put it on the fast speed. I unplugged it, and so now I should be able to just squeeze this thing and then take it off this back pulley. It is under tension, so you get that out of there. And then I look at this belt, it is pretty much trash. I'll get a close up of that in a minute. I'm going to put this new belt on. It is under tension, so it might be a little difficult, but we'll roll it around there, and it's on. I'm going to go ahead and plug it back in and go through the speeds on it and see how much better this one is. It's all the way slow. Okay, before I put it back together, I'm gonna go ahead and just blow this out with the air hose. It should be good to go. So I'm going to wipe this excess bow shield off. It's already made a pretty big difference. I'll wipe this off. I'm going to sand this with 220 and see what it looks like after that. See if I need to do anything else. I think this will probably be alright though. That stuff's pretty nasty. I'm gonna go ahead and sand. I'm gonna get this sanded the best I can, then we're gonna put some paste wax on it. Now I'm gonna put a pretty good coat of Johnson's paste wax on there. That should help it keep it from rusting some more. I'm just going to take a paper towel and wipe off the excess. Now I'm going to get a nice little before and after shot of this. I can't believe the difference. It's all gone. Pretty cool. Guess that stuff works. I think for the underneath side of it, I'm going to flip this up. The good thing about a Harbor Freight Lathe is real light, so I'm going to try to put it on the side over there. So right under here, this is what that tailstock clamps to. It's nasty. So I'm gonna go ahead and just rough it up with some sandpaper. I don't want that to be slick or anything, but I want it to be even at least. So I'm gonna just hand sand that a little bit. I think the easiest way is just reach right through here and just keep sanding going. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but see how that moves up and down? I'm not quite sure. I hope you can see it good. It's just like an off-center kind of thing there, and it moves it like a cam or something like that, and that moves it up and down. It don't do it very much, but enough. So I think what I'm going to do is this right here is what rides on that underneath part I just sanded. See the shiny part right there? That's what goes underneath that rail. So I think I can rough this up, and I'm actually gonna sand this and paste wax it. I'm gonna do the same exact thing I did to the rails to my tool support there. I'm just gonna show you that real quick. Remember, this is what's going to ride on the rail, so we want that slick so it'll move easily. And then we wanted to rough that up so it'll clamp better. We'll see if that works. There's a couple little high spots in this tool rest. Go ahead and sand those out and then put some wax on there, and the tool should slide better on there. Go ahead and put this back on here. And I'll put the lathe back right side up, and then we'll put that back on and see if it did any good. So we'll go ahead and do that same test. Way better. Now, just by the design of it, I don't think I'm ever going to cure that all the way, but that's so much better than what it was. Right underneath here where this is catching, one thing I noticed when I was messing with this was the underneath side of this rail is a little bit damaged. Right there where it was catching. See that right there? That's tons better than what it was. Pretty happy with it. There was little catches on here before, and now I don't hear anything. Totally smooth, and I should have done it a lot earlier, but late's better than ever, I guess. I did a full review on this lathe. The link will be up there. Go check it out. Go check out the links below. So today we just went over a little bit of maintenance with this, changed the belt, clean off the rust. I'm pretty impressed with how that rust came off of there. Clean up the underneath side of this clamp system for the tailstock. I should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't. I'm doing it now. Remember to go check out Braxton's video. And I think that's about it. See y'all next time, and y'all be good.